What's up, guys? I'm super excited to show off a new toy that I have, the Vibe 55-inch whiteboard, which is pretty much like it's like a huge monitor that I can draw on. But if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I love teaching off whiteboards. If you've been to any of my in-person classes, that's all I teach off of because I just feel like it's the most interactive. So I'm not powering through, uh, you know, PowerPoint presentations. But I think this is just going to add a new layer of creativity for me as an instructor, and hopefully just be able to provide more value to the precision rifle shooting community, whether you're a hunter, competitive shooter, a professional military law enforcement sniper, an enthusiast, or even another instructor out there looking for ways to help your students. So let's go ahead and dive into the capability of this thing, of what I think that I'm going to be using it for as a long range creator. So the very first thing is, hopefully I can bring Whiteboard Wednesdays back, but this is their canvas or their whiteboard, and I'm going to go ahead and write a real quick note on here. No one cares that you're a sniper. Hopefully, I'm not hurting anyone's feelings. But what's cool, and I run into this all the time when I'm using just a regular whiteboard, is when I run out of room because I'm just starting to data dump all my, information on a whiteboard. I can get it out of the way, zoom out, and I can just make myself more room, right? Or if you can't read it, I could just zoom in to make it big. So super excited about the whiteboard as it's being used, right? And again, obviously I can clean it off if I need to. The next thing that I've been thinking about is using Google Earth, right? Or some overhead imagery of all of the ranges that I've been to on top of, again, if you guys scroll through all my videos on YouTube, I have a bunch of trigger cam stuff, but when you're looking at a trigger cam, it's only two-dimensional, right? But wind is, to master the wind or get better at wind, you have to understand how it's flowing through terrain. And one of the things that I would love to do is be able to dissect the wind or reverse engineer it and give you my thoughts of what I think the wind is doing and how it's affecting, bullets, um, or your wind calls at specific targets. So again, this is my home range here. The direction of fire is as you're looking at it, and I'm typically staged down here as the shooter, right underneath that overhead hang there. And typically, let's say that we do have a lot of right to left wind. So, with wind coming right to left here, you can probably see it. I'm not sure, depending on what device you're watching it on. There's some terrain that goes out here. It's like a hill, and there's targets placed right here. There's like an 840 target here, a 900 target here, and then from here to here is 550 yards. So with wind coming from right to left, what I think happens sometimes with these further targets is the wind rushes up at a different angle, because typically my wind call is slightly different here at this 550 versus up at top. And if you guys, again, have seen some of my videos, there's the 1145 target, the furthest target that we have at that range is roughly around here in that area. So again, lots of things that I can do to just show you, or even what I could do is, if I'm shooting a stage before I have you guys walk through the trigger cam, and what I'm doing, I can pull up the range that I shot at and place where the targets were at in that area. So excited about the Google Earth feature there, just with shooting. And I think what I'm most excited about specifically is this, being able to provide real-time feedback with some of your shooting videos, and being able to draw and point out and highlight specific things that maybe you're not seeing yourself. And shout out to my boy Matt Solo for letting me use his videos. If you're not following on YouTube already, go ahead and do so. Him and I served together as Scout Sniper School instructors. We've done a bunch of podcasts together, and he is now getting 2 feet wet into competition world. And yeah, make sure you give him a follow. But I'm gonna go ahead and play his video here. And off the bat, I can tell that Matt is applying too much cheek pressure. So this definitely stems from our time as snipers, right? We always, and preach to our students, you want to, apply or have a nice solid cheek weld. But what's happening now, especially when he's getting into alternative or different shooting positions, is he's putting too much downward pressure on the back of that buttstock, which is now causing more instability or a bigger wobble zone, as well as not setting himself up for best recoil management practices, right? Because again, as that rifle recoils, it's going to take the path of least resistance. At that point, it's his face getting pushed on the right side of that gun. So I can't see his trigger cam footage. That'd be nice to be able to see what his trigger cam footage looks like. But another thing as I play this is looking at the top video. As he runs his bolt, his barrel slightly wants to dip, his barrel dip. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to make that a little bit more slow-mo, but his barrel dip. So if you're noticing that your barrel's dipping during your bolt manipulation cycle, your length of pull might be slightly too long, or you're shouldering that rifle too much. So again, the goal with bolt manipulation is to be able to keep that reticle on target the whole time as you're running your bolt. So there's many different things that I've already pointed out in a separate video directly to Matt by just watching this, that again, I think that is going to be able to provide value to other shooters, especially if I'm pointing out something on a different shooter that you might be doing as well. I learned that from actually going through school. Right now, we have this feedback hour with regard to cinematography, and the instructor essentially looks at our footage and gives us feedback. And I mean, I've learned a lot by just hearing my instructors critique my peers based off of their specific cinematography. So I wanted to bring that to the precision rifle world. But yeah, again, I know this is only like 10% of the capability of this thing, but as you can see, there's a lot of value already that this Vibe board can provide, especially as an instructor. You guys know that I'm super passionate about teaching, and so I've got all these ideas in my head that hopefully I can bring to life via these videos. So let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to work out some logistics with regard to that feedback hour. You guys sending me videos where I can, if you'd be willing, I'd be able to post up and share, hey, this is what I think that you're doing and some recommended fixes, so on and so forth. But yeah, let me know what you want to see down below in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to my boy, Matt Solo. And if I haven't done so already, shout out to my boy, Brian Umali, who one of my best friends who recommended this Vibe board. I had no idea about it until he pointed it out, and then a week later, it is sitting at my house. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video, and remember, you have control.